Hello, hello, hi, folks. Welcome. Happy Wednesday. In hopes that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. Welcome. Good to see you. I'm gonna shift gears for a little bit. You know what I mean? I've been talking mindset and personal development and principles and values and kind of a couple things, but I want to shift for a couple nights and talk about business. you know, a couple months ago, I've shared the story, but a couple months ago, I decided to relaunch my business, right? So I've been with this company for a long time, using their products, but I've never really tried to like build. About 2 months ago now, I think, yeah, eight, I think I want to say 8 or 9 weeks ago, when I decided to relaunch my business. I feel like as you're joining me live, let me know you're here. Would love to know who's here, who's not here. Is there some? Anyway, you guys know I digress. If you're new to my lives, welcome. You will find out that I digress often. So when I decided to relaunch this gig, if you would, a couple months ago, I felt like I feel like I came out of the closet of network marketing. You know what I mean? It's like you come out of the just like you come out with the network marketing news. You're like, I'm in network marketing. And before it was like, what do you do, or what's your thing? And you'd be like, hush hush. You'd want to hide it, and you don't want to even talk about it, right? But now it's like, I feel that way anyway. Maybe you resonate with that, maybe you don't, but it's like your confidence, your belief raises so much that it's amazing. You're just out there with it, right? So tonight, and I wanted to do this in one night, but it's too much for one night. So I'm just going to focus on 3 tonight. But there's going to be, I want to do a series of kind of some stuff about the business, right? So that maybe I can share some awareness, maybe make some humor with, how I do it. When I do share my information, I mix my humor, maybe sarcasm, so get ready for it. May not be for the weak hearts. So anyway, oh, hey, check it out. You guys know I digress, right? I ordered some pictures, okay? I ordered some pictures. What? I ordered some pictures of Mr. George. Are you down with that or what? This is the best app in the world, by the way. It's called Felt. I ordered some Mr. George's pictures. All right, let's get into it. The top 3 most common questions that people ask you when they're about to join. This is very different. Now, the way I worded this title, I want you to pay attention to this. These are the 3 questions they ask you when they're about to join. Okay? This is not other questions that they ask. Like I said, I'm going to do a series of these and I'm going to bring those up. But these are the 3 most common questions when they're about to join, right? So first I'll give you the questions and then I'll break them down. Maybe you can drop in the comments if you've ever heard these before. Like, have you heard these before, or have you come across these before? Maybe you have. One is that, hey, is this one of those things? Is this one of those? Right? They look at a video, they look at this, they look at that, they're like, oh, is this one of those? Like, is this a pyramid? Or is this, I don't even know what one of those means anymore, but is this one of those? The second question would be, oh, I got a pay to get started? I gotta pay to get started? Have you heard that before? And then the third question, probably my favorite. Well, I don't know if it's my favorite. It's kind of hard. The third question is, what? You mean I have to buy every month? Okay. Is this one of those? I have to pay to get started? And then I have to buy every month? So what do you do when you're faced with these questions, right? I think it's if you were to ask me that question 10 years ago, I would give you a whole different response, right? I'd probably give you something completely different than what I'm about to give you. But today, in a year that, especially after COVID and all the stuff that has happened, and, people have gone, and some people have made it through, and some people have made it big, and some people didn't make it at all. And, after all this stuff, we're in 2022. I mean, we're not in, So if you were to come up with those three today, my response to you would be very different than 10 years ago. And here's how I would answer that. If somebody said, is this one of those? Okay. First of all, when they say, is this one of those, they're thinking that one of those, what that is, right? So one of those, it's their assumption. It's one of my least favorite words. It's their assumption that you know what one of those is, okay? And maybe you do, maybe you don't. Some of you don't, okay? But nonetheless, you would never know what they mean, right? You could assume along with them that one of those means whatever. Or you could ask them, well, what do you mean? Like one of those what? Like, I don't get it, right? Now, if you really think about all these three questions, okay? And I've come up with these questions, and I came up with it again today. And I hadn't come up with it for a while, but I did come up with it today. And it made me really think, I kind of want to think about the psychology of where this is coming from. Like I said, I really am taking this thing, it's a whole different way I'm taking this on now, right? So when you look at these questions, where are they coming from? If you're speaking to somebody about starting a business and growing a business on their phone, from their phone, at home, or wherever there's internet on their phone, if they could run that business, if they could run that from their phone, and you're actually talking to them about a business opportunity, and you've shared with them information, and they've looked at information and whatnot, and they come back and ask you, hey, I have to pay to join, or do I have to buy every month, or is this one of those? When you're at that stage, or when I feel like when they're asking you one of those three questions, or all those three, they ask those questions from you because they already know that there is a cost, an investment to join and to get started. Not just this, P money, not with just this, but with just any business. Like, to ask that question, it's kind of it's like, is that like a serious question? You know what I mean? So if somebody's looking at a business, so if they're asking you that question, it's because of this. It's because they feel like that you're not postured enough. I stole that word from Ray Higdon. Shout out to Ray Higdon, right? So you're not postured enough to answer that question. Or that they're assuming, one of my least favorite words, they're assuming that you're gonna just crumble and say, well, well, yeah, there's, there's, well, yeah, you got, you know. So for them to ask that question, it's not because they don't know the answer. If you think they're asking that question because they don't know the answer, you're naive. I'm telling you that. I'm straight up, I'm telling you that. If you're running a business opportunity by somebody, if they know they're looking at a business opportunity, and they come back and ask you one of those three or all those three questions, is this one of those? Is there I have to pay to start, or I have to buy every month? If they ask you one of those three questions, all those three questions, two of those three questions, they already know the answer. They already know that it is one of those. They already know that there is a cost or investment to start, and they already know that they gotta buy every month. I guarantee you they already know. They ask you those questions to see how postured you are about your opportunity. You're telling me in 2022, you run a business opportunity by somebody and they're going to be like, I have to pay to join? Like, really? Like, is that a real question? If you've known me for years, like years before even being online and whatnot, one of my favorite things to ask people when they would ask me things that, you know, I'd be like, is that like a real question? Is that, are you like really asking me that right now? Like that's been one of my things for a long time. And I would ask that question here. Is that like a real thing you're asking me right now? Is that serious? So what they're really asking is not, is there a cost? A couple of things I think are happening. Like I said, I was faced with this today, so it really made me, I really wanted to dissect it and break it down, right? For myself even. So a couple of things are happening, I believe. One is that they're basically evaluating to see if the value that you're giving them, like this opportunity, the value is greater than whatever that investment is going to be. They already know the investment is there, right? Yes, react or respond. Yes. So they already know the investment is there. They're just trying to see if the value for them is going to be there in comparison to the investment. So they already know, okay? So that's the first thing they're really asking. So what we want to do is show them that value, that there's value in this opportunity, and it supersedes that initial investment, right? And then the second thing, do I have to buy every month? It's like, is that like a real question? Do you pay for your cell phone every month? It's like, what the, like, do you pay for gasoline once and you're done for the rest of your life? Like, what kind of a stupid question is that? Like, is that a real question? Like, people ask that question. Do you buy groceries every month? It's like, what? Do you pay your electricity bill every month? It's like, I could go on with these dumb, sarcastic responses, right? Like, literally all day. It's like, what? I'm sorry. Like one of those things. Like, really? So what they're saying really Yeah, there's like seriously, like you could come up with these like responses until you're black and blue. Like there's so many of them. Like there's so many of them, right? And they already know those examples. It's not like you're giving them something that they're like, oh my God, I didn't know that. Oh my God, I pay my car insurance every month. No, like it's not like you hit them like where they're like, what? You know what I mean? Not like that. They already know. What? Yeah, say what? You like that? What? So what they're really saying is that, hey, if I have to buy every month, what again, is there a value in that I have to buy every month? And is that worth that exchange? Right? And like I said, I had to really dissect this kind of theme today because, like I said, about 2 months ago, like I felt like I said this in the beginning of the live, I felt like some of you guys are gonna laugh. But I felt like I came out of the network marketing closet, right? It's like, I'm out. It's like, I am doing network marketing, right? So ever since then, I've taken it seriously. I've taken the questions and objections, all these things more seriously because I want to get really good at helping, right? Helping them decide on their own based on the values, not on random stuff, right? So because I decided doing that, so I like breaking these things down and really dissecting them, right? So look, these are, I have found, now maybe you resonate with this, maybe you don't, but I have found these are the three most common questions people ask before they're about to join. Remember I said this is very specific. Before they're about to join, like they're about to join, they've looked at the business, they've looked at the stuff, and they're about to join. They're like, oh wait, I gotta buy to join? I gotta buy every month? Is this one of those? It's like, what? You know what I mean? It's like, what? So this is when they come up with these three, one of these, most of them usually come up with all three, right? Common questions. I mean, truthfully, my response, depending on who it is, 9 out of 10 times would be, unless they honestly have no clue and they're just like, they were just dropped here on Earth like 10 minutes ago, and they have no idea how business is run, and like you have cost, and like literally somebody just dropped them off, boom, here you go, and then I prospected them, right? Unless that's the case, most of the time I'll ask them if that's a serious question, because I honestly don't know if that's a serious question, because I feel like they would either ask me how much is it to join, or how much do I have to buy every month, not is there one. You know what I mean? It's like, is that like a real question, or are you asking me how much? You feel me? There's a very, very specific difference between the two. If somebody asks me how much, that's very different than somebody saying, oh, I was just dropped on Earth. I have no idea what anything is. And, oh, is there a cost to join or start a business from your home? Really? That would, for me, that would be like, is that a real question? Or are you like, like, are you really asking me that question? Or are you just like asking me, you want to ask me a different question? So here's what I would share with you. If you're out there and if you're talking to a lot of folks, about your products, opportunity, whatever it is you're doing, if you're out there doing it, you're gonna get these questions. Like you're gonna get them. Like you're gonna get them. And I feel like if you get them, I don't want you to be like, what just happened? I can't believe I was asked that question. Like, what do I do right now? Like if you've seen the movie Talladega Nights with my boy, I love that movie. In the beginning of the movie, he's all like, I don't know where to put my hands. It's like this. It's like, what? I don't know what to do with this question. I don't want you to feel that way, because if you're out there, I want you to be prepared, because it's going to happen. You're going to get it like all the time, not like once and not going to get it again. You're going to get it because you're prospecting, you're talking to new people, you're sharing your opportunity and products, and people are going to have those questions. And just ask them if that's a serious question. And if it is a serious question, then answer it with another question. Say, do you expect there is one? Or there may not even be anything involved, because if you haven't checked out the video, then there may not even be a cost, because it may not be even a fit for you, right? Like Ray Higdon says. But that's the truth. That's like so common sense, right? So I feel like if people are coming back with, I'm going to wrap up the thought with this. I feel like people, if they're coming back with those kind of questions, then you can go back. They're giving you the permission to go back with common sense. Maybe give them a little slap sometimes. Just say, hey, like not a slap. Just say, hey, is that like a real question, serious question? Would you expect not there be one? Like, So drop your thoughts, your comments below. I hope you got some love, some inspiration. Yeah, because like I said in the beginning, I've been doing a lot of mindset and stories and stuff like that. But I want to shift gears a little bit and talk about network marketing and business, and because that's my thing, man. I love talking about business. You know what I mean? What the heck was that? Did you see that thing? Did something just? Anyway, I digress. Did you see that, PK? Is something like floating behind me? Like a little piece of something. Anyway, hopefully you guys got some love, some inspirations. Oh, Friday. Oh man, it is confirmed. I am being coached by Ray Higdon. What? Ray Higdon on his page. I think he's got about 40,000 followers. Whew. I'm going to bring it. So I hope that a bunch of you guys can join me. I'm going to put out a flyer. I'm going to work on a flyer tonight and get his approval and get it out. I am so excited, you guys. I don't have it on my desk. I'll show it to you after. That's something that I'm working on as a surprise. But so yeah, I'm super excited about Friday. It's actually happening. I'm getting coached by the man Ray Higdon. So time would probably be important. It's at 11 a.m. Eastern or 8 Pacific. So hopefully I see a bunch of you guys there. Show some love, you know what I mean? And yeah, so thank you guys. I appreciate you guys. Drop your thoughts, your I'll wrap. I promise. I'll wrap up with this. I am unfriending a whole bunch of people off of Instagram and Facebook, like a whole bunch, and I don't want to talk about that anymore. So that's that. And I appreciate you guys. Drop your thoughts, your comments below. Let this feed grow. If you feel like this was worthy of sharing, do what you gotta do. Share the love. You feel me? Tag a couple people to this. Share it to your wall. Do what you gotta do. I appreciate you guys. And until tomorrow, when we do it all over again. Much love.